In the heart of Mumbai, a woman weaves vibrant thread through strips of discarded plastic. Just a few feet away, her daughter studies, paid for by the purse that will soon sell in a boutique across the world. This isn't recycling, this is reinvention. This is upcycling. But here's the real question. What if trash isn't the end of a product, but the beginning of something better? Today, we are diving into the hidden world of upcycling and design, where luxury meets landfill, where technology and tradition turn waste into worth. From bottle-built skyscrapers to high-fashion wrappers, this is the story of how trash became treasure.
Before we dive in, please quickly hit the like button and subscribe to our channel. Your support makes a difference, allowing us to keep bringing you fresh, exciting content. Plus, it helps our community grow. Thanks for being part of it.
Most of us think we understand recycling. You toss something into a blue bin, it gets shredded, melted, and hopefully turned into something new. But what we don't realize is recycling is energy intensive. It breaks things down, often downgrading their quality. Upcycling? It skips destruction. It asks, what can this become right now without erasing its past? A tire becomes a sandal. A seatbelt becomes a handbag. A billboard turns into a raincoat. No melting, no smelting, just imagination. And while recycling tries to return a product to usefulness, upcycling dares to reimagine it into something better. The average t-shirt requires 2,700 liters of water to produce. That's enough drinking water for one person for 2.5 years. Now multiply that by the billions of garments made yearly, and you begin to see the cost of fast fashion and throwaway culture. Upcycling reduces pressure on ecosystems by preserving embedded energy. The water, the fuel, the labor already invested in materials. It's not just good for the planet, it's good economics too. In the US alone, the reuse economy, upcycling included, generates over $14 billion annually and supports thousands of small businesses. When we upcycle, we don't just save materials, we activate value that would otherwise rot in a landfill. These are not fringe designers, these are pioneers. Hermès Petite. The H stands for homage. Here, leftover crocodile leather and broken porcelain don't get tossed. They get a second life. The result? Products that are unique by default, never mass-produced. EcoArc in Taipei. A 9-story building made from 1.5 million plastic bottles, stronger than concrete, lighter than bricks, designed for earthquakes, and powered by sunlight. Camera 60 in Milan. They don't buy materials, they collect them. Junk food wrappers, soda boxes, shoelace ends. Then they alchemize that waste into avant-garde fashion pieces that walk Milan's catwalks. One plastic bag in Gambia. Isatu Cisse started it in 1999 with just a needle and a plastic bag. Today, her initiative has trained thousands of women in rural communities, proving that environmental change starts with a needle and thread.
The fashion industry is known to produce an incredible amount of waste, but one local company is doing its part by diverting 4 million pounds of textiles from landfills.
Soeso Shop in LA. They're not just making clothes, they're building a supply chain of circularity, reusing offcuts, hiring locally, paying fair wages. Upcycling here is activism. You'd think giving something a second life is always a good thing, but in law, it's complicated. Let's say you turn a Nike billboard into a backpack. If Nike didn't approve, you could be in violation of intellectual property laws, even if you never claimed it was official. That's why upcyclers need protection and permission, a legal gray area being challenged by designers and lawmakers alike. Some brands are getting ahead of this. Patagonia encourages refurbishing its gear. IKEA's circular hubs allow reselling and repurposing used products. Gucci has collaborated with upcycling artists for limited drops. But the road is still rocky. Without clearer frameworks, upcycling risks becoming a movement shackled by the very systems it wants to fix. Upcycling may have started in basements and markets, but its future is high-tech. AI-powered sorting arms now use infrared spectroscopy to detect fabric blends in seconds, sorting cotton from polyester from wool without human hands. 3D modular prototyping means upcycled parts can be laser-measured, recut, and slotted into new products with machine precision. In architecture, old bricks and beams are scanned, tested, and recertified. Result? Old buildings reborn as modern housing without new materials. Platforms like Reclaimed Market and Material Bank let builders find discarded materials by zip code, reducing emissions from shipping. Tech doesn't erase the human craft behind upcycling, it simply amplifies it, allowing scale and sophistication that match today's demand. Upcycling isn't a Western invention, it's a global language, one that communities everywhere have been speaking long before it had a name. In Kenya, engineers are mixing sand with shredded plastic to create bricks that are 5 times stronger than concrete and 15% cheaper. These upcycled bricks are building classrooms, clinics, and footbridges in rural villages. They're weatherproof, earthquake-resistant, and almost entirely made of trash. In Guatemala, walls of bottle schools are built from tightly packed plastic bottles stuffed into rice bags. Insulated, cheap, and designed by students themselves, they turn education into a message of reuse. In Senegal, broken ceramics and tiles are reborn into public murals and floor mosaics. Each piece tells a story. Here, upcycling blends aesthetics with identity, proof that beauty can rise from rubble. In the Amazon, indigenous communities repair baskets with snack wrappers, patch canoes with synthetic nets. These aren't compromises, they're creative fusions of past and present. In South Africa, denim scraps become insulation for low-income housing, non-toxic, cheap, and effective in both heat and cold. In Syrian refugee camps, women weave t-shirts into rugs and slippers. It's not just craft, it's therapy, survival, and dignity all in one. In Sweden, repair cafes blur the line between recycling center and community hub. Fix a blender, share a drill, learn a skill. No waste, no shame, just repair. Across continents, cultures, and economies, upcycling solves more than just waste. It creates jobs, passes down skills, preserves culture, and reclaims agency. Because what some call trash, others call tradition, or resilience, or opportunity. Even as upcycling gains traction, myths still cloud its perception. Let's separate fact from fiction. People imagine mason jar chandeliers or patchwork denim jackets, but the truth? Upcycling now builds skyscrapers, roads, and entire housing units with measurable carbon savings. Tech is changing the game. From automated fiber sorting to global materials databases, upcycling is entering industrial supply chains. Modular furniture brands like Pentatonic and Reform now source up to 90% of their materials from upcycled stock. Some upcycled composites, like wood-plastic blends or crushed glass countertops, outperform virgin materials in durability and heat resistance. And yes, shoppers will pay, especially Gen Z. A product with a story often fetches higher margins than one straight from the factory. So, what does a truly upcycled world look like? Imagine walking into a shop where every product is made from something discarded. Your jacket was once a tent. Your coffee table used to be a school desk. Even your walls were made from salvaged denim and compressed newspapers. Now zoom out. Cities with automated material recovery centers. Public projects that mandate upcycled components. Product design software with built-in reuse logic. Schools teaching kids not just how to consume, but how to remake. Imagine scanning a QR code on your chair and seeing exactly where the wood came from, who upcycled it, and how it can be reused again. That's not fantasy. That's already happening in Amsterdam, in Seoul, in Sao Paulo. Upcycling isn't a trend. It's a system upgrade for how humans make things. We live in a world that tells us to throw things away. Old clothes, old tech, old buildings, even old ideas. But what if we chose to believe that nothing is ever really trash, just unfinished stories waiting to be retold? Upcycling reminds us that design is not just about making something new. It's about re-seeing what already exists, about choosing care over convenience, creativity over consumption. It asks us to look at a landfill and see potential, to see the future, not in raw materials, but in what we've already used. So the next time you pass by a pile of scrap wood, a broken umbrella, or a plastic bag drifting in the wind, don't just walk past it. Pick it up. Rethink it. What could it become? This isn't just sustainability, this is regeneration. If this changed the way you see your world, give it a like, subscribe, and drop a comment below. What's the coolest thing you've ever seen made from trash? Or better yet, what would you upcycle if you had the tools? Thanks for watching.